Geoff's Wonderland.
Yes, welcome to episode 3 of Geoff's Wonderland. And I can't believe time flies when you're having fun. I mean, I can believe that, but I can't believe it's flown so fast between episode 1 and now. It's quite incredible. It's just like I did them a couple of days ago. Anyway, I hope you're all well out there in interweb land, as I like to call it. My name is Geoff Healey. I'm a musician and I like a bit of a laugh, so I have a bit of a comic bent as well. And I also like to make coffee. I used to be satisfied just to drink it, but no, I have bought myself a semi-automatic coffee machine and I've made some really, really good cups of coffee and some really, really crap ones. But the beautiful thing about this machine is it's very difficult to ever get to the point where they're perfect all the time. And call me a weirdo, but I like that. I love the uncertainty. I love the machismo of the macchiato. I love the lure of the latte. And not knowing if the next cappuccino is going to be a crappuccino. Anyway, I digress. Not that there's anything to digress from, because this show is all about the contents of my head. Folks, it's the Wonderland inside my mind, which I'm now sharing with you, because at some point I decided that you needed to know about it. Don't ask me why, don't ask me when. I have just made that decision. Anyway, welcome. Now, you can hear some music in the background, and that is actually the soundtrack of my life at the moment. It's my new album. I should point out, though, that even though I have a bit of a comedy bent, as you can probably tell, I'm a musician by trade. It's what I do for a living. And this is an album that I've just released. It's called Wherever We Go, There We Are. Now, it's not a comedy album, although some of you might get a laugh out of it. It is actually a pop/rock. I like to call it a progressive. I can't even say that word today. Progressive rock album, all right? Now, those of you who listen to it and then listen to other so-called progressive rock albums may beg to differ, but I would beg to differ back and say progressive rock is anything you want it to be, because that's why it's progressive. And progressive is good, as we know. All right, moving right along, we're going to move straight into a bit of music analysis. We're going to take a track off my new album, and I'm going to tell you about it, whether you like it or not. I'm not going to play the whole song, because if you want to hear the whole song, you can do that of your own volition by going onto Spotify or iTunes or Amazon, whatever. Google How's Your Father. I don't mind. Wherever you want to hear it, you can hear it. Now, the song we're going to listen to today is a song called Taste It All. Now, this song has rather an interesting history, because in 1993, a good friend of mine, I'll call him Kevin because that's his name, was paying us a visit in my hometown in Australia. And up on the side of the wall of the surf club, next to the car park that we'd pulled into, was a huge ad for Coke Light. And in big letters, it just said, "Taste it all," at which we fell about, because it sounds more like a pornographic demand than a slogan for a soft drink. Anyway, we never forgot it. And about 3 months ago, when I announced to Kevin that I was recording a new album, and I found myself writing a lot of songs, because Kevin's a songwriter too, I say, I'll make a bet with you. Let's both write a song called Taste It All, and the first person to come up with a song called Taste It All wins. Now, I think, to be fair, we were both expecting comedy songs to come out of this, but I thought about it and I thought, this is actually a good idea for a song. As in a real song, not a comedy song, certainly not a rude song. So I proceeded to write a song called Taste It All, and I was quite happy with it. I was also happy with the fact that I won the contest, because I was the first person to write a song. Anyway, Taste It All became a real song, folks. It's on the new album, and it goes like this. Oh, and I've cut the intro off as well, just for the sake of something. Brevity, maybe?
He shuffles down the stairs, holding tight to the rails. And you know it won't be long till the ship sails.
Okay. So by now you'd be getting the idea that it's a country song. And, well, yes, stylistically, I suppose you could say it is a country song. And so, I hear you ask, what is a country song doing on a prog rock album? That, indeed, folks, is the burning question. So I'm going to chuck a bucket of water over that burning question by asking, who hasn't heard of country prog? Everyone. That's who. Everyone's not heard of it. Until now.
I know he wants to say what he thinks I need to know.
Yeah, I know how he feels.
He says when you gotta go, son, you gotta go.
True dat. Now, we all know those people who will play you a song and then just as it's getting to a particular part, they'll say, oh, you've got to listen to this. And I feel like saying, I'm already listening to this. Well, folks, those people are me, because that's what I'm doing right now. I want you to listen to this next bit because I really like it.
He's been up for a while, not a cloud in the sky. So we take a walk outside.
Isn't that a great bit? I love that. Okay, here it is again.
He's been up for a while.
I'm really sorry. That was not acceptable podcast behaviour. I'll probably get thrown out of the podcast league now. Anyway, I digress. We're going to move on now with the program, and we've come to your favourite part of the show and mine. Yes, it's theory time.
You can't know what you can't know. I'm going to tell you what I think I know. And I know what I know. This is what I know. Theory time.
Yes, welcome to another edition of Theory Time. Today, we're going to leap into the world of finance and high tech. And when I say finance and high tech, I'm talking about the Apple Corporation. Now, Apple's market capitalization earlier this year was estimated at something like $1 trillion. Now, immediately, as you do, I thought of two things. I thought of hamburgers and I thought of the barter system. Now, the barter system, for those of you who don't know, was a system they used many, many, many years ago. You know, if you had a goat, you would exchange it for a pig. And in monetary terms, 1,000 hamburgers would cost the same as an iPhone 11. Also, I figure that a lot of people who work for Apple, you know, like in Apple stores all around the world, occasionally get a bit peckish while they're at work. And when I say peckish, I don't mean they suddenly feel like a stick of celery or a piece of fruit, okay? Now, whilst I would never suggest that Apple does not look after its employees, I'm quite sure that those employees occasionally just feel like chowing into a good old McDonald's hamburger. Probably, possibly, if they're hungry enough. So, whilst Apple has all this money, I don't think they're stocking up on burgers in order to cater for their hungry workers. Now, in the meantime, and bear with me on this one, scientific studies have proven that a McDonald's hamburger, uneaten obviously, will last longer than an iPhone. So given that the boss is so cashed up, why not introduce a barter system where a customer could come into an Apple store with 1,000 long-lasting McDonald's hamburgers and walk out with a not-so-long-lasting and brand-new iPhone 11? Satisfied customers and your workers are no longer hungry.
This is what I know. Theory time.
Okay, we're going to move right into the second favourite segment of the show. Now, last weekend I had a few wines with my friend Kevin down at his house in Austria. And when I say a few wines, I do mean 5 bottles. Now, I'm partial to a good red wine, but that's a bit extreme and ended up getting to bed at about 4 a.m. Now, the result of that was not so much a hangover, but a complete disconnection of my brain from the rest of my body for about 3 days. Today was the first day that the thoughts started coming back to me. And what a cracker of a thought it is. But without any further clues or hints, I present to you
Geoff's thought of the day.
I was thinking about something, I think it was the thought of the day. I think it was the thought of the day.
And welcome once again to Thought of the Day. Now, as I was driving back from the gym today and I was starting to get a few ideas for the show, it occurred to me that a lot of these ideas could well just fly out the window, which admittedly would be tricky because I had the air conditioning on and all the windows up. But I thought to myself, how many times in the history of the world have people been in a situation where they've had a fantastic idea, an idea that could have changed the world, like a cure for cancer, or a more effective way to organise your wardrobe, or even a way to train the cat to do the dishes. But because they were busy driving a car, or sleeping, or putting up a wardrobe, or performing emergency open-heart surgery, or competing in a crucial Olympic swimming event, or even leaving the scene of an accident, how many brilliant ideas have been lost? And so for me, the question is this: are we doing too much? Is laziness getting a bad rap? To my mind, those questions are right up there with questions like, would there be any point in a vampire having life insurance? And, of course, is Dr. Dre a real doctor? But okay, I'm digressing from our subject. Now, far be it for me to pour aspersions upon the idea of multitasking, but I can't help feeling that there might be a lot of value in being chained to the floor for several hours every day with nothing but a pen and a piece of paper.
I think it was the thought of the day.
Yes, that was indeed the thought of the day, folks, and unfortunately, we've come to the end of yet another episode. But don't be sad, there'll be another one coming at you real soon, and I'm already looking forward to welcoming you once again to my Wonderland.
Gotta get back to Geoff's Wonderland. Gotta come back to the Wonderland. Geoff's